Well, good morning. I'm in London. I've got a busy personal day ahead. And on my skin so far, I'm wearing this longevity serum. It's got these beads in it of just like ingredients, which I love. This is the sheen from that and this combined. This is Mantle. I was just in the office in Sweden, so I got to get some bits for my travel bag. I'm obsessed with these two things. This is a really lightweight cream that's quite rich in hydration, but it's super lightweight, like almost watery. But like the sheen and the gorgeous sort of glow that you get from these products are beautiful. And there's something that I have here that I've been sleeping in over the past few nights. I'm not going to show you the other side of this because it's not up to me to share, but it's a PD sample. Holy crap, it is one of the best serums I've ever used for just like making my skin look plump and juicy. It's out in October. I got this when I was in Sweden, a brand called Kaya. It's a Swedish brand. And I just put it into a big brush and then I sort of just underpaint with it and just give myself like that bronzy glow. And then I sort of fix any overly bronzy marks with my concealer for speed. So for example, I take my Mario concealer and then I prime it into my brush. This is my number 2 brush from KGH brand. I just really stipple it in. And I was at Glossier yesterday all day on the shop floor. It was so much fun to actually meet people in real life and sort of help them answer questions in real time. So thanks to anybody that's watching this that came out to hang out with me. But I mentioned that if you've got a lot of product in your brush and you don't want to sort of over prime it into the brush because maybe you feel mentally that it's wasting the product, you can simply just deposit it around the face like I'm doing now. Like this isn't finished blending, so just apply it to the areas that you intend to use it later. I'm going to the hair salon this morning because I need to put some more blondie bits where all these greys are really heavy because I want less. I'm not bothered. I'm not embarrassed of the greys. I just don't like the inconsistency. If the grey was complete, then I would probably rock it and then just tone it. But anyway, so I'm going to be at Larry King in Marylebone, which I'm excited because I've never been there. It's supposed to be very good. Alright, so concealer in the brush, stippling it around for just like a juicy, plump skin look. I'm going to use this lip liner that I got in a store in Antwerp. I forgot the name because it was a word that I'd never heard before, but it was really close to the Dries Van Noten store in Antwerp, and it was like a clean beauty, and you just sort of do this, and it's a lovely colour from Westman Atelier. It's called Biscuit, and you just sort of, I like to just go in the middle, and then at the sides. She's cute. That's a cute shade indeed. It's a little bit more like that Farah Hamidi shade that I recommended way back. It's a little bit more obvious than that, but it's a similar colour. I get to see my nephew tonight, which I'm excited about. I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to use the faux brow from, what do you call it? L'Oreal. See my nephew and his girlfriend for dinner. We're going to go to Baron Jack. Shocker. Sometimes I like to just turn it on its side, because if you use it that way you get two prongs. If you use it on its side you get one. And it's just easier, you know, because I love the formula so much, but I don't actually love the two-pronged. The two-pronged thing is good for here, but it's not really good where there's a lot of hairs and density, in my opinion, because it starts to just get quite wide. It doesn't give you the control from like a width perspective. So I'm at 4 minutes. I'm going to see if I can complete this makeup look within the next 6. And just keep it rolling. Because sometimes I think that consistent sort of shooting is helpful because you don't see any cuts in the edit. I get to go home on Sunday for a few days before Anfield shows, which I'm very excited about, and then Dublin. And then when I'm in Dublin, I'm trying to figure out the perfect time to host a little meetup of makeup girlies and boys and people and whoever wants to come. Maybe in conjunction with Kimmy from Brow Aid or Susie from Hilden. So if anybody's in Dublin and would want to attend that, I think the best time to do it would either be like the day of the 28th, which would be my day off after the shows, or I'm going to be going out to like a countryside house for a few days in Dublin with my family from Chicago, Tarek's side of the family. Maybe it could be right after that, like around the 3rd or 4th of July, before I have to go back to work in Europe. Yeah, if you have any ideas of where it should be and stuff, okay. Hopefully this is cathartic and relaxing and not boring. So the brows are done. I like them quite bold and fluffy. Now I'm just going to use a shade of soft smudge. I'm in the mood. Actually, I'm going to use one of the new shades. This is a shade that's going to be called Soft Orchid. This is a PD sample, so this isn't completely correct from its texture. Like, it's a little bit softer. It's not as powdery as our formula is because it's just a PD sample, but our final formula is going to be the same. So I'm going to just take a little bit of that with a little bit of our Hyper Shine Serum and mix the two together on maybe... I just want to see how... I'm going to use my number 1 brush to do that. I'm just going to stipple the two together on the back of my hand, priming into the brush. If your hands aren't getting messy when you're doing makeup, you're not priming your brush enough. Okay, well, this was quite a lot of colour, but where do I want to go from here? I want to prime it more, because I used way too much blush on the back of my hand just then, so that was a human error from my part. Okay. I'm just sort of bringing it down, a little bit up. There's no right or wrong blush placement for anyone. It's really just a case of what makes you feel good. I like to go across the cheek, a little bit up, a little bit down, because I think blush isn't a natural blush isn't a circle. And then a little across the bridge of the nose. And then what I'll do, just for safety, I'll just take, actually, you know what, I'm going to take my brush that has my bronzer in it, my cream bronzer from before, and use that to just dilute down a little bit of that richness from the over usage of how much product I put on the back of my hand. Again, that was a personal error. I'm going to just pinch this brush and just use some on my lip. Okay, what else do I want to do? A little bit of an eyeshadow for an easy, quick situation. This is a sample from a lab, something that we're working on, but it's got a ways to go. But I actually do quite like where it's at right now. We're doing this thing called dual pathing, which you dual path different formulas with different labs until you find the sort of formula that you want. And it's actually very, very nice. I want to push it a little bit and see what it's like on the lip. It's not really a cream, but it's nice to see. Can it pass for just like a topper? It's got a very noticeable texture. So I'm going to just actually pause the video because I don't want to show you my mascara just yet. But I will show you that. And then for some reason while I was on my travels, I misplaced my Charlotte Tilbury setting powder. That was on its last legs anyway. And I grabbed this. This sample was given to me in that shop in Antwerp. It's just a teeny little sample pot of RMS. And so I just popped a bit out on my hand, and I'm just going to push some into this brush, which is my number 4. And I'm just going to sort of really push it in there. And then I'm going to just stipple that where I want a little bit more shine control. And now I'm going to the salon to get blonder, even though my blonder's perfect last year, and I decided to cover it up with red. And then I decided to cover that up with brunette. And then do it all over again. Because I'm stupid. Stupid Rachel. Anyway, here's my makeup in natural light just for references points. Oh, damn. White balance on my white outfit. Hold on a sec. Okay, I'm ready. Bye. And I have about 6 seconds to squeeze in a fit check. Cute little skirt.
Got a yellow shirt and